Whale and our newest engagement manager. But yeah, man, happy to excited to kick it in person. But first and foremost, while we're in the metaverse and Twitter Spaces, would love to hear a little bit about your original project, the OG, what it was like to build that. Maybe me and Jacob can give some perspective on what it was like to like literally just watch you drop that in Metaverse HQ and it being like the talk of the town for like
hmm
weeks on end. Tell me what that was like.
Yo, real quick, you know what would be awesome if you guys had like an intro sound like MVHQ, and then like the interview starts. But yeah, the uh, the Chipto project started all the way back in April. Like that was really when the project idea was incepted, and this was coming off of. I originally came into the space as a glitch artist, and I did about I think I did a 30-piece collection of glitch art, and then after that was kind of done, I took a step back and I wanted to do something kind of on brand because um, I was making glitches by overclocking my GPU. So I thought it'd be cool if I made actual, physical computer art. And not to mention, I've been working with computers my entire life basically. When I was 15, I got a job as a computer engineering assistant, which is relevant later to the story. But basically, I was like, yeah, like what if I made like a physical piece, right? At the time, this was before Bored Apes even minted. Um, and like crypto punks were the thing, right? Everybody wanted a crypto punk. I wanted a crypto punk. And so I was thinking like, okay, what if I made a crypto punk out of physical computer parts? And that's exactly what I did. I didn't want to make it small either. I made it 24 by 30. Well, that was the frame size, so a little bit smaller. So it was pretty big. And actually, that place I worked at as a computer engineering assistant when I was like 15, 16, that's where I went to get all the spare parts. And I went in and I bugged the guys for like weeks to let me come in and buy some parts. And eventually, they let me buy some parts. They waited out and they sent me on my way. And it's funny because I'm like, as they were weighing the parts in the bin, they were like, okay, that's going to be like $24. And in my mind, I was thinking like, I just made the biggest finesse of all time because like I knew exactly what was like coming, right? Obviously, not as big as it went, but like I knew that like I don't know, just so crazy, like $24 and to me turning this into like this whole thing that is Chiptos now. Probably one of the best moments, especially because I had annoyed them for so long. Um, and then after that, I built the statue. I think I marketed it. So it took me like 2 weeks to make it. Really, I had this styrofoam piece and I mapped out like I superimposed the silhouette of like a crypto punk, and then I started just piecing these pieces together. I used solder, I used hot glue, um, and then once that was done, I took pictures of it. I took it to a professional like photo studio, and the guy took really really high res nice pictures. Um, and so it took me about 2 weeks to build. I had marketed it for 2 weeks, like pretty much like nonstop on Clubhouse. Really was the main like platform at the time for me. And then then it took me like 2 more weeks to sell it, and it eventually ended up selling for 1 ETH. But in that process of me trying to sell it, I had met Cam Taylor, who is now the full time artist on Chiptos. He's the one who created the Chiptos 512. Me and him he was in the room while I was like, giving my speech about, Chiptos. We had a drop party room. I think at one point it got to like maybe 200 to 300 people in the rooms. And it was a lot of fun. I did it with a group called Nifty Castle. Shout out to them. And then, Cam reached out to me. He DM'd me and he's like, bro, I know how we could take this to the next level. And he sent me like mock-ups of the 512, what became the 512. And I was like, bro, yes, like yes, 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 this is so sick. And like instantly, we got on the phone ASAP. We met each other. We vibed pretty well, um, and we just got to work. And so over the next 3 months after that first initial sale, like late May, to August 20th when we dropped, we worked on that project almost every single day. Marketing, talking to people, him working on the art. Each one took about an hour to render. He had to make the different traits. Um, and yeah, like that drop day it was so crazy because it happened so quickly. And this is where you guys can kind of chime in after with your perspective on the drop day. Like, in the smart contract, I had put that the mint function opens at 7 p.m. Eastern, and boom, it got botted, and then the FUD came, the spam, like all of it. It was crazy, and especially because in the last like 12 hours before minting, that's when we got like 90% of the people in the Discord. It went from like 2K to like 10K members in the Discord, um, like in that last 12 hours. So it was a crazy mess. So many people wanted one. The demand was
Dude,
insane.
that's awesome, man. And first of all, congrats again on that like success initially in the summer. That was really when I started degenning. I had just become a mod at Metaverse HQ, and I was starting to like get a feel for not just the NFT space and where my strengths were, but more so what was happening within our own walls. And like it just so happened we had members like you that were literally behind the scenes cooking an awesome project. And I'll never forget it. I actually was not even able to make the mint. I was busy getting rugged by Chicken Derby. I can remember this. The second drop of Chicken Derby on Polygon, and me and Sneaks were like in a voice chat, just properly getting rugged by Polygon, missing the Chiptos entire drop. And when the dust settled, like you guys had minted out your what was it like 512 something like that, like the initial supply.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys minted out, and I saw that floor price, and I was like, oh, good price.
Good price.
But hell yeah. So really excited. Like we got to sort of lay the foundation of where of how that first initial drop went. There's a lot of excitement in Metaverse HQ about not just having an awesome like drop in general. Like it was like a total like in our terms a cook. But more so like the
Hmm.
fact that it happened from within our walls and like it's literally everyone in the metaverse was talking about it. Um, how did you guys feel about that reception, and what have you sort of done to like innovate in Chiptos X? What does it mean to have that second drop, that second launch, and tell us more about that.
Yeah, so the first drop being 512, it makes for a really smaller tight community, but and that's good and bad. And also the reception to like what we created was honestly incredible because people had really been receptive to this higher quality, well thought out art. That at the time we've gotten compliments like, "Wow, this is the best looking NFT I've seen thus far," and compliments of the such. And so we really knew we had something special here in terms of uh, our like the art quality and the community, right? And so going forward with Chiptos X, the main two things that we want to kind of deliver next is maintain the high quality art, and that's why we've taken our time. We don't want to rush into things. We really want to create this well thought out, beautiful artistic project that's going to stand the test of time, and that takes time, and it is what it is. And then on the other side of that is we want to expand the community past like the initial 300 holders that we have currently, into a much more robust ecosystem where we can do things like build out whatever we want to build out next. That's TBD. But just build the brand out in general and really become a fierce player in the space, with our niche and kind of what we have going for us.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Can you tell us more about this like collection, like this upcoming collection? What is now the total supply? What is the mint? What are the expectations that we might like to receive as a community from owning this? And is there any utility in owning the first collection for the second one? Just any of the
Yeah,
logistics.
absolutely. Yeah, so this next line, Chiptos X, the release date is still TBD, but I will say the price right now for the first time officially. The price is going to be 0.128, going on the 8-bit number. Well, not 8-bit, I think like 2-bit, whatever. But it's a multiple of, or it's 512 divided by 4, and it's on brand. And then the total supply is going to be 7,680. Also another computer code multiple, and so that's kind of what we decided. We think that is ultimately like the most fair and best price for someone wanting to enter a project like this. Um, and as far as the older collections that we have done, so we have the CryptoPunks OG, which is the collection back in May, which there's only 20 pieces of. Shout out to some of the members from MVHQ who actually bought that quite recently. There's the rare diamond hands that Cam Taylor has made, the main artist on the project. Um, and though that's 100-piece collection, both of those have a floor around 1 ETH. And we have the Chiptos 512, like the OG Genesis collection. And that's the 512 one that sold out. Um, and basically holding any of these three will guarantee you one free mint, and three early mint spots that you can mint up to three just by holding, and that's per NFT that you get those rights to.
I don't know about you, Mitch, but I'm liking the numbers I'm hearing.
Numerology is key. Pricing is key too. Yeah, I think that's like a moderate price point. And this is this collection that's coming up. Can you talk about how you guys designed it? Because I know the first collection, y'all were really like using hardware components to put together the Chipto punks. Is it going to be the same thing here?
Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing, but in this new collection, so opposed to the first collection, it was like the Chipto Punk is like it was a crypto punk pretty much. But this one is like completely proprietary and brand new, um, models that we had made, and we really wanted to play into this space. So at first we were trying to like just make cool looking robots, but we were like, all right, how do we take this to the next level? And we came up with the Kong. And if you guys go to the Chiptos Twitter page right now, there's a bunch of photos and leaks that we've put out. Like for example, the bull.
Yep, I got those pinned up there as well if anyone wants to take a look.
Yep. So that's kind of the direction we're going is like with these, because people in the space they love the animals, and I think they look so badass. I think they look really awesome, and they make a great PFP. So just to name a couple, we went with the bull, the Zilla, the ape, the Kong, um, a couple more. But basically, if you look very carefully, each one of them is composed out of computer parts. You can see the GPU, you can see the liquid cooling tank, you can see the fans, the motherboards, the memory, the RAM, and it's this very um, like defined. It's hard to put in words. It's just like I feel like it's such like a unique thing, and Cam definitely like he knocked this out of the water. He blew it out of the water. He just did such an amazing job putting these together, and like what we have like yet to come out with is just insane.
Yeah, I love the sneak peeks. It's been really cool to see. I know you teased a few earlier. There's that bull one that blew up, and then yeah, seeing the variety that you have is pretty impressive. I'd love to talk a little bit about the kind of new branding and logo that you have, and sort of the vision for the overall company. Because I know you're talking about it in Metaverse HQ a little bit, but want to see kind of where your head's at and what you're able to speak publicly about.
Yeah, really. So where we're heading with, and let me actually touch upon the new logo first. So we just revealed our new logo today. And you guys can look at the PFP of the account speaking currently, and it's a C. Well, it's a power button, right? It's supposed to resemble a power button, but the C stands for Chipto. And then if you look even closer, the C stands for Cam, and then it also looks like a G, so it stands for Gaper. It could be a port as well. So I think this design is something we've been looking over a lot. We've been going through so many logos over the past couple like months, really, and we finally decided on this, and we're really really happy with it. And so going forward, we want to be the sleek, quality brand in the technology space. Really, where I see the space going personally is like, Bored Ape is like the all encompassing NFT that everybody wants. But then going forward, it's going to be like niched out into segments, just like similarly to the way YouTube is. Like, people go to YouTube to watch very specific and niche things, and I think NFTs are enabling a whole new wave of niche and segmented communities, via the cryptocurrency, and then to be able to build a brand um, in like your specific niche. So we want to take Chiptos and become like honestly like the supreme of graphics cards, the supreme of technology. And I think we're very very capable of executing this. The goal for us really is to create an ecosystem where members are able to buy NVIDIA X Chipto 3080s. And that's really where we see this brand going.
I love it. Yeah, I think there's definitely a big white space in kind of the, high end computer arts, especially when it comes to NFT specifically, maybe. But I mean, there is a lot of competition in the traditional Web 2 space when it comes to that sort of thing. Do you guys imagine partnering? So you said with some of those bigger companies, how would that look exactly, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. Like partnering would probably be our best way in, and it would most likely come in the form of like NZXT X Chipto cases, NVIDIA X Chiptos, and really positioning ourselves to be that brand that is going to bridge the Web 2 tech industry with the new Web 3, tech companies and all that.
Okay, cool. And then do you have any connections with these companies already, or have you have a timeline or plan of attack for when we could see these potentially coming to fruition?
Yeah, we definitely have a plan of attack, and we have some things going on, but currently there's not really much I can speak on. Um, and so that's kind of just going to be something that we work towards in the background as we build out this brand. And likewise, that's like a year end goal. This is first we have to worry about making sure that the launch goes smoothly and everything else.
Yeah, of course, and we're all eagerly awaiting that the launch date as well. Uh, Looking at the collection, did you mention if there was going to be any special one of ones or super rare traits like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like some of the one-on-ones, as you can imagine, like electric shock, like that's just one I want to throw out there. But we're definitely going to have one-of-ones, and in addition to that, there's going to be eight like regular Chiptos that have special like Easter eggs in them that we're gonna do something cool with that. Maybe you get a prize, maybe you get something else, but it's gonna be like an Easter egg hunt.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm so excited to see what all of the art's going to look like, and hopefully, maybe we do hit the lottery one time. It would be a nice one to hit it on.
It would definitely be nice.
But yeah, going back into the physicals, did you mention that there might be some physicals that would be given away within the Chiptos holders?
This is definitely something that we have to think about. I don't know if just with the current timeline that this is something we're gonna launch with. But with that being said, I do definitely see there being a physical prize in the future for holders. Maybe like a raffle. Because just even having a physical, it takes a lot to ship and all that. So I think if we did do anything with the physical computer art, which I definitely do have plans on, it would be probably a month or two after drop.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, these look incredibly intricate. I mean, with the first Chiptos, the CryptoPunks, it was a lot. I'm sure it was still incredibly difficult to make the physicals, but it's a lot more of a simple task compared to these 3Ds with like 5 graphics cards and everything all over them.
hmm
So it's
hmm
a much bigger task.
Yeah, I mean, when your 3D artist spent 11 years working at EA, like, he comes with crazy skills, crazy vision. Like, not only is Cam like insanely talented, but he also has the vision, and he has the eye for design, and he's just absolutely killing these.
So let's talk about that. He's obviously a rock star. How did you guys kind of get in contact, or how did that team sort of form initially, and align pass on your vision?
Yeah, so really, we met during the initial like sculpture sale, right, where I built the CryptoPunk, the OG. And in those rooms where I was having drop rooms and hosting parties to sell this thing, he hit me up and he showed me a mock-up of what is now the Chiptos 512. And instantly, we got on the phone, we started working, and we spoke almost every single day. Since then, we've become really, really good friends. I think like there's nobody better that I could have met at the time, to be honest. Um, and since then, we've just been talking every single day, working on this, ironing out the vision, really getting concise on what it is we're actually trying to build here.
I love that, and that's the power of Web3 in terms of you put something out there and anything's possible, anything can happen. It looks like we got Cam Taylor in the audience. Maybe I can invite him to speak if he wants to come up here. Make sure he's got to be on mobile if he wants to talk. So I know a lot of people have trouble with that, but yeah, I mean it just goes to talk about you set your mind to something in Web3 and you put it out there. You really never know what could happen, and the connections that you make here are so valuable and so rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Cam.
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, Gipper?
Hey, welcome to the stage, man. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. I'm just super busy right now. I'm like moving houses and busy with the day job still and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of a little bit of madness around the house. I also have 3 kids, so it's insane. But making Chiptos, just doing it every day and enjoying it. That's the main thing. But yeah, no, I'm doing good.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it sounds like you're super busy, so definitely don't want to take too much of your time if you got to get moving. But really appreciate you tuning in here, and obviously we're big fans of your work. Would love to hear kind of what inspired you to reach out or make that initial design that you sent to Ahmed.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, Ahmed touched on it kind of in the beginning and whatever. Like it all came down to the clubhouse room where I seen his drop, and I mean, it all fell into place really because, like he said, I've been working at EA for 11 years. Kind of self-taught myself 3D and all that. I made the Rare Diamond Hands 100-piece collection, and that was 3D animated. With a bit of like typography and whatnot. So yeah, that was a really cool collection. I actually see a couple holders, in the mix here. Shout out to Emmanuel there with that ape. But yeah, it was around that time where Rare Diamond Hands was out. I was in the room. I just seen the work from Ahmed, and like for me, it was the concept that got me because I had never seen nothing like it in terms of taking like a punk and then gluing all these parts together. And yeah, he spoke really well in the room, and I was just like, man, like this young this young man, like he has it, and he has something here, like conceptually, right? And just I don't know, like my kind of art mind, it just goes off, right? So I'm just like, okay, shit, like I could completely make these in 3D and just like scale it as opposed to like making every one by hand, like in physical pieces, But anyways, he had the foundation, right? And I was just like, you know what? Like I know exactly what to do. So I just pinged him, and that's what it is. So yeah, it really came down to his concept at the end of the day, just being so solid. And he sounded like a cool dude. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like cold DM him, and one thing led to another. So yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, these fortuitous, kind of engagements are just so amazing in what they can lead to. It's really something special. So, we're glad to be able to partake and witness your art in these 3D Chiptos. So it's been something special to see from our side. And you guys obviously have some other members on your team as well. Looks like you got Funky, your project manager, community manager Roland. You got the Zeneca Discord as well as Ben Jammin. Can you talk about how those have kind of impacted your journey as well?
Yeah, you want me to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, really, we like the project was just me and Gaper, and it was all like art focused to begin with, and the community grew, and it was amazing, and we met so many great people, and along that journey, we met Roland, and we met Funky, and they were holders. I think both of them have multiple Chiptos, and they were just really enthusiastic. So in my opinion, that's kind of the best way to grow a team is people who really love the project, and we kind of got on calls, and you just vibe, and yeah, again, like one thing led to another, and it's just like, hey, like, we see skills that you guys have, in terms of Funky. Like, he works at a big SaaS company, like, managing teams, and so from like a project management perspective, it made sense for him to join. And then, Roland, he's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. Like, he's in many projects. He knows a lot about the space. Like, he just has crazy in-depth knowledge. So, like, he's always coming to us with really good ideas and different strategies, and he knows a lot about Discord. So, from there, it was a no-brainer. And then, yeah, speaking about like Zeneca and Benjamin, I joined Zeneca's Club 333 Discord to kind of hang out with like-minded individuals and get value out of that. And it's been really cool, like, seeing and meeting other project founders in there. So I've been on the call with Zeneca, and he really likes the project. So, he's been kind of offering some consulting, and we're kind of vetting the project through his community and stuff like that. So he's bringing some great value there, and bringing awareness to it. And then, yeah, in terms of Benjamin, I think Gaper had met him in NFT NYC, and yeah, they kind of hit it off, and Ben really liked the project too. So, yeah, he's been kind of advising us on more for like marketing side, and just some strategies there. So, yeah, really just trying to round out the team with good people from the community, and then also people with like tremendous knowledge in the space. So, that's what it is. And to be honest, like, going forward, we know if we're trying to meet some of the goals, like Gaper said, in terms of, big partnerships, taking things really to the next level from like a more of like a brand and a business standpoint, like, we're going to be growing the team even more. So, but yeah, that's kind of the backstory on all those, on all the partners or team members. And it's going to be growing way more. I'll say that for sure.
I love to hear it. I think it's so crucial to continue to expand the team and make sure that you guys have, the necessary resources in the right place, as long as, you're still slim and agile. But I love to hear all these genuine connections and how you guys kind of came together as this ragtag bunch of, legends in the space. So I think it's done really well for you all. And they dropped some alpha. Cam was talking about, volunteering and stepping up to the plate. If you're a dedicated community member of a project you believe in, don't be afraid to reach out, just offer your support, find ways that you think you can help, and just kind of just do it before even being asked, honestly, and see what happens, because a lot of that can lead to some great opportunities, whether you're trying to quit your 9 to 5 or just get some supplemental income, or just have a good time with some people you care about. It can really make a huge impact on your life. But looking a little bit back at your roadmap now, actually, it mentions metaverse avatars, towards the end of this year. And I would love to hear, what is your kind of metaverse plan in terms of, are you going to focus on making your own 3D assets, or are you thinking of, partnering with someone like the Sandbox and kind of implementing Chiptos in there, or maybe a combination of both?
Yeah, definitely some type of a partnership. What we do know is that our models and the artwork, it's just too high poly. Like, there's millions of polys in the Chiptos art, and that's what makes it what it is. Like, it's just too complicated to make a metaverse avatar out of it, or at least currently. Like, possibly the tech will improve, and maybe we can make these into like full out intricate, crazy avatars down the road. But for now, like, I do believe that these avatars need to be a lot more like lighter weight. So, it's not like they'll look like a me bit per se, but I mean, definitely way less polys, and kind of optimized for the metaverse. So, I mean, yeah, we're really like, we love the metaverse, and we want to build in it, but it's kind of like one step at a time. We do have one single plot in Sandbox, which is very big from what I've seen, even though it looks small on the map. So, yeah, we're going to do something in there, possibly NFT worlds, maybe Decentraland, not sure, but, we know that, metaverse is the future. And that's why we've kind of put our flag in the sand. And, we do want to make something for the metaverse. You can come in, as a Chipto, and rep the Chiptos brand. I mean, we also want to drop some like metaverse wearable, just like digital merch too. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, we kind of said it at the bottom. of the roadmap. Like we have so many ideas for this, but it's just, okay, let's not like overpromise. Like there is a big vision here, but it's just, what can we do that makes sense while not going too crazy. But I mean, like within sort of closed doors, I mean, we want to take this brand to just, yeah, crazy places from like an overall brand perspective, in IRL and just everything that we can do. It's just, we're not going to come out and say like, yo, we're making a game, we're doing all this shit. Like, we're just not going to do that. But yeah, we got fucking big ideas. But yeah, metaverse is a big part of it.
Awesome. I love the ambition and the drive and the vision. I think that's something super critical. You got to have big dreams if you want to achieve anything in life. So I'd also be lying if I had any idea what a poly is, but I will just trust you on, that it's too complicated for the metaverse. And yeah, it's clear to see, by the high quality of your art. But it leads me to an interesting question, I guess. So it sounds like you guys want to have a big presence in the physical world as well as the metaverse. And maybe it's too early to say, but if you did have to prioritize one, whether that's someone sort of the physical computer goods or artistic pieces versus maybe a metaverse play with Chiptos, what would what would your preference be there? Are you leaning one way or another?
Yeah, I think it's, well, so yeah,
It's a tough
maybe
one.
I'll answer it in a different way. I think it's, when you think about just like where the world is going, and where blockchain and NFTs play a role in that. Like I think a lot of brands and businesses are actually going to be spawned from sort of like Web3 and NFTs, and in particular communities. So that's the way we're looking at it. And we wouldn't want to necessarily say one way or the other, but I mean, we're already kind of leading with metaverse and digital, just in terms of the NFT and the community and some of the utility that we have on the roadmap. But I mean, yeah, definitely the IRL stuff and the kind of, more brand partnerships and some centralized aspects will be key. But yeah, I think like they work hand in hand, but yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, Web3 metaverse first, and utility value that way. And then, yeah, kind of the IRL stuff and the more centralized stuff on top of that.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. Focusing on, your community members first, and then maybe kind of leaning on them to see what the next steps would be in order to produce value.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, that's the thing is, like we're not introducing any like complex sort of like tokens or DAO stuff just yet. I mean, we have thought about those things a lot, and we're definitely of the mind of making sure we have our business structures set up, and we have lawyers looking into those things. So like we'll get there as well, but yeah, it's definitely one step at a time. And the great thing is, I mean, when you look at this space right now, in a lot of ways, like people who buy, the NFTs, I mean, yeah, there's different prerogatives depending on who you are. Maybe you want to flip, maybe you want to hold one and flip some, or maybe you're just a flipper or a long-term holder, like whatever. But the people who really vibe with the project and believe in what we're doing, it is more of a long-term thing. And those holders are really kind of like early investors in a startup. And that's really the way we think about it. It is a fine line in terms of, we don't want to be a security and, promising that we're going to be like paying specific things back. So there's the legalities around that. But the good thing is that the community is involved. The Discord is active. We take feedback, and we want the community to be a part of, determining where we go as well. So that's always a big part of what we're doing.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, especially for, companies who are trying to build out a legitimate community, a legitimate product, a legitimate business that's going to last, ideally for years to come. You have to get the legal structure in place and make sure everything's well thought out. so that you don't end up screwing yourself for a short-term profit. And I mean, look at apes, look at cool cats. Look how long it's taken them to launch a token compared to every other project under the sun who comes out with one, right off the get-go as kind of a gotcha mechanism. So I think that's definitely a good long-term mindset to have, and it is a little bit slower and can be maybe less exciting when you have something new and shiny every day in NFTs, but I think if you build that community right, it'll definitely pay off. And yeah, it looks like we're coming up on the 40-minute mark here. I would love to see if anyone in the audience, if there's any questions, or if there's any questions from the Discord, if you guys are monitoring that. Happy to get those out here and let you all ask Cam and Ahmed while they still have time. And while we're waiting for people to request, if you're in the Twitter Spaces, feel free to request. We can get you up here, ask your question, pay your thanks, whatever you want to say. I'd love to hear. Is there anything else we missed out on? Is there anything you guys would like to mention? I know you guys have been tweeting. It seems like there's a lot of stuff going on for Chiptos today. Do you have anything coming later today that we should be on the lookout?
I think for later today, we're going to make an official announcement about the price. And then tomorrow we will be announcing our new whitelist mechanism, because we had kind of like this OG roll for the month of January, and unfortunately that's coming to an end. But be on the lookout tomorrow, and later today we will be officially declaring the price.
Amazing. And for anyone new, it's too late to get that OG roll, you're saying?
No, it's not too late to get the OG roll. It's just too late to get it in the way it was in January, which was like being active on the Discord.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks for clarifying there. And yeah, looks like we got Papa Michael requesting. Let's see if we can get him up here. Papa, can you hear us?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy. How you doing?
Hello, everybody from Tel Aviv. I wanted to ask the owner about what gonna be the main uses for Chiptos in the metaverse. Like right now, I can see it in 2D, but I guess it's gonna be 3D for the metaverse. Um, do you into gaming or into developing a project especially for Chiptos?
Yeah, I think it's the metaverse avatar is definitely within our initiatives. It's something we do want to build out for. And in Q4, we will be launching an official metaverse avatar that all holders will be able to get.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and in terms of like further utility beyond that, and like some either game or gamification aspects, that's currently not on the table. But as I kind of alluded to before, we're very open to feedback, and like I've worked in the gaming industry pretty much for the last 12 years, so very affluent in that area, and if it makes sense for us to do something like that, and we kind of measure it and figured that there is value for the community, like we would look at that. But right now we don't have anything beyond just the actual avatar that you could and will be able to wear into the metaverse.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great question. And looks like we don't have any other requests at the moment. If you have any dying questions, this is ask now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, very grateful that you guys for spending your time with us on this lovely Monday, especially when I know Cam is very busy moving right now.
Yeah, no, happy to. I'm actually just designing some stuff, listening in. It was cool to listen in, and happy to come up and talk. And I mean, yeah, no, we're all having fun in this space. I mean, it's just so cool. Like everything that, this last year and, maybe even longer for some people involved in this space has brought. But yeah, just feeling energized every day. And yeah, this collection is really, it's going to be something really next level. I believe anyway, we're, I don't know, coming with, I think roughly like 15 different robot types. And then inside of all of those, there's going to be, different materials, different sort of configurations of parts, the unique one of ones, like, yeah, like each of these is truly a stunning 3D piece of art. And, we're, like Gaper said, like we're not rushing it. We're taking the time. We really want to do something special here. So, yeah, just enjoying the process, really.
I love to hear it, and the passion's clearly there. I'm really excited to see, where you guys are in weeks, months, years time, and what you're able to build already has been so impressive. So, props to you all. Thank you again for coming. It looks like we don't have any questions at the moment, so you guys must have just really explained everything, incredibly well, and it must be very clear. So, well on you there as well. Is there anything you would like to leave everyone with? Before we close it out for today?
Man, like I'm so bullish on Chiptos. Like this is honestly what I do every single day. It's what I think about every single day. And just thank you everybody for being here. Spending your time with us and coming along for the journey.
Yeah, and real quick on my end, I mean, um, we're always open to feedback and hanging out with the community. We're starting off small. It's still early with Chiptos like overall, but yeah, we believe it's going to get real big, real hype very very soon. But yeah, I would just encourage anybody, if you have any more questions, you want to come in. Like the DMs are open. We're very open and transparent team. Like fully doxed, and yeah, we just love hanging out with the community. Like we have AMAs and town halls and stuff like that. So yeah, we're like always available. So yeah, please like come in and hang with us. And yeah, that's really what it's all about. So I would encourage anybody to join the Discord and ask questions and come hang out.
That's amazing. And yeah, so we've got their Chiptos Twitter pinned up there, Chiptos X. Feel free to go ahead, check out those sweet sneak peeks they've got. Definitely go in their Discord, do a little peek around. Their website's also very well made. And yeah, we're so grateful you guys took the time here to speak with us today. If you haven't heard of Metaverse HQ before, we are a alpha NFT trading group with some of the most prolific whales and most active traders in space. We have a 24/7 voice chat, which Ahmed is a part of when he's not busy working on Chiptos. He's degenning in there with us, flipping NFTs. And yeah, we have members from all over the world. And we like to partner with great communities and projects like Chiptos who are pushing the space forward and really innovating in that sort of way. And yeah, we'd love for you to come check us out. You can DM Metaverse HQ on Twitter or buy our NFT on OpenSea, and that'll get you access to our Discord. But thank you all for your time on this lovely Monday. Very excited to see when you guys are dropping and more info on the price later today. And we'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you, fam.
Yeah, Jacob, Mitch, Meg, thank you guys so much. Check out MVHQ. Great, worth every penny. And yeah, have a good night, guys.
Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Cheers.